Hello, I'm Quinn Kelly, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District. The 2020-2021 school year has been such a special year for the Dysart Unified School District as we celebrated our 100th year of serving our community. Dysart was established in 1920 as a one-room schoolhouse, and today we encompass 140 square miles with 26 schools, 24,000 students, and over 2,700 employees. We are the 9th largest district in the state of Arizona and have a very rich history. In honor of our 100th year, we want to share with you some details about Dysart's history and where we came from, as well as information on where we are now and our goals for the future. As we get started, we're going to have one of our extraordinary students briefly review our history with you.
In 1920, local farmer Nathaniel Martin Dysart wanted his daughter to attend a school. He didn't want her to walk the 5 miles though. So he donated a piece of his own land, convened a 3-person governing board, and officially established the Dysart Public Schools on July 16, 1920. What started out as a one-room schoolhouse with less than 10 students quickly became a growing part of the community. Enrollment increased to more than 200 by 1937. In 1951, the original one-room schoolhouse was tragically destroyed by a fire. Despite the loss, Dysart continued to focus on educating local students, and 2 new elementary schools, El Mirage and Luke, were built by the end of the decade. By the 1960s, Dysart had grown so much it was in need of a high school. The district's first 9th grade students attended the newly built Dysart High School in 1962. The first graduates in the history of Dysart were with the class of 1966. In 1977, the Dysart Unified School District was officially established. Kingswood Elementary School was built in 1989 on news that growth was on the horizon in the Northwest Valley. In 2001, the hypergrowth began in the Dysart Unified School District with the addition of West Point Elementary School. Between 2002 and 2010, 14 elementary schools and 3 high schools were built. Today, as the Dysart Unified School District celebrates its 100th anniversary, it now has a community of nearly 24,000 pre-kindergarten through 12th grade students. 100 years ago, our founder, Nathaniel Dysart, envisioned a place where his daughter and the local community could receive a quality education in the Northwest Valley. That goal remains true today. Thousands of children have been a part of our Dysart family over the years, and we look forward to continuing that legacy for the next 100 years.
What a history. As you can see, Dysart has been an integral part of the West Valley for a long, long time, and we're excited to continue serving our community for another 100 years to come. We've been celebrating our Centennial all school year in many different ways. Our 100th anniversary has definitely been a year that will never be forgotten. Throughout the course of the school year, our schools celebrated with themed spirit weeks, time period lessons, art projects, and special presentations. Each school and the district put together time capsules to be sealed this year. The time capsules contain items highlighting the school history and the current times to help the students of the future understand where we were and what we were doing in 2020-2021. Throughout the year, we asked people to share their memories with us, and one of the individuals we were able to connect with was Margaret Truman Baker. Margaret's family has been involved in Dysart since her father, Jack Truman, was on the governing board. Later, Margaret served on the governing board as well. All of her siblings attended Dysart School, as well as several of her own children. I'd like you to hear a little bit from Margaret about her family's time in Dysart.
My Truman family moved into the Dysart School District in 1947. They bought the old Bard ranch, citrus ranch. The citrus had been planted actually by Mr. Waddell. So when we moved to Waddell, there was a store and a post office and the Waddell Ranch headquarters, and now they're just a Walmart and all sorts of things like that. So the district was very small. The towns of El Mirage and Surprise were like villages, really. And Mr. Northern, who was the superintendent of Dysart at the time that I came onto the board, was just a remarkable man and just really, really a visionary. And he was really proud of the fact that he felt that he could see the changes that were coming. I would say Mr. Northern's philosophy was very much that the school was the social center for the region. You may be aware that Dysart has one of the largest land areas of any school district in Maricopa County. And so there weren't very many resources out in the area. And so the school nurse was really a resource for the families. And Mr. Northern was very energetic in trying to help those families and students that were more less privileged or more economically disadvantaged. And he sent the school buses. I can remember he sent the school bus clear for us out there at Waddell to take us into Phoenix for 4-H, and we got our baby chickens when I was 9 years old. And in the summertime, he sent the buses to take us, we went to the Glendale pool, which is quite a ways away, to get swimming lessons. I mean, so cultural enrichment was so much a part of his educational philosophy. I had always been very active. Dysart had the 4-H club, they had the Campfire Girls and everything, and it was really leadership development at such a young age. It was just a wonderful experience going to school here. It's just really a very rich experience. And so when I went to high school, I was very active in extracurricular activities and all. And so when we moved into the district, we had lived in California after college, and then Yuma, Arizona. My husband's a retired banker. And so when I wanted to move into this district because of how rich my experience had been. And so we had 4 children in 1971 when we moved back into the district. And I just wanted to participate. I mean, there wasn't anything else to do much out here. You know, it was still very rural, very scattered population out in the farm and ranch area. And you know, the towns of El Mirage and Surprise were mostly service professions, employees and all. And a lot of employees of the school district lived in El Mirage and Surprise and all. And so when my husband and I returned and moved into the Dysart district and satisfied the 1-year residency to be a candidate and ran for the school board at that time, and there were 11 candidates, so there were a lot of people with the expansion of the school board. 1972 was the election, so I began in January 1973, and I was 30 years old, and the first woman ever elected to the school board. So I just wanted to be involved, and being on the school board was just such a wonderful experience. It was very rewarding, very enriching, and really educational. And I participated at this county and state and federal level in school board activities. I served on the Arizona School Boards Association board, and I just had a great time. I think the district positively impacted my parents' family and my own children, our family, with just how deeply the professional educators cared about enriching the lives of the kids. It wasn't just all learn your reading, writing, arithmetic. You know, our daughters were both student body presidents at Dysart High School. They both had animal projects, and our son too. But you know, FFA, agriculture, was still very important to education here. And also the band and the athletics was such a big part. And one of my younger sisters went on to quite a track experience at Glendale Community College and tennis, and just really the effort, the team effort of the professionals to try to enrich their lives.
Dysart has been an integral part of so many students' lives over the years, and our students have gone on to do great things. Dysart graduates are teachers, medical professionals, engineers, business owners, public officials, and just overall successful, hard workers. We applaud our Dysart graduates from the last 100 years and those with graduation ahead of them. We know you're doing great things. It's interesting that our 100th year falls on such an historic year in and of itself, one in which we were all impacted by a worldwide pandemic. One of the things that we are so proud of this year is the perseverance and resilience of our extraordinary students, staff, and community. We had to make extremely quick adjustments to our entire operations, develop new processes and protocols to ensure the health and safety of our students and staff, and purchase an exorbitant amount of cleaning supplies and protective equipment. With our high school iSchool program, we were one of the few districts that already had online options in place when the statewide COVID closures hit. In a matter of just days, our schools shifted from in-person to online learning, a shift that would likely take normally months and months of planning, but our extraordinary staff did what was needed to be done in order to ensure students received the education they needed. We even expanded our full-time online options to our K-8 students to ensure they also had educational options. Our staff is on the front lines every day. They are helping our community walk through the many challenges and stresses that lie ahead. As medical workers needed relief, Dysart schools opened up their maker spaces to 3D print over 3,000 mask ear guards and challenged neighboring districts to do the same. Our community education department offered emergency daycare options throughout the pandemic and ran in-person learning labs, which were open to parents that needed a place for their children to participate in online classes. We kept our transportation workers busy by having them deliver classroom packets to families and help in our learning labs. Our nutrition services department worked tirelessly to provide curbside meals that local families could pick up each day to ensure their students were well fed and nourished. They served an astounding 2.85 million meals during the course of this year. Here in Dysart, we were committed to opening our schools for in-person as well as online in a safe way. We're so proud to be one of the few districts to reopen schools in mid-September for families that chose to send their children to in-person learning. We kept full online classes available for those that preferred that as well. About 80% of our students chose in-person, and our amazing teachers did a great job of serving both groups with an extraordinary learning experience in each. Despite the many challenges that arose this year, Dysart remained steadfast in our goals. First, every student in all schools will be prepared with the knowledge and skills to achieve college and career success. Second, Dysart Unified School District will recruit, train, and retain a highly qualified staff and cultivate a culture of student success. Third, the Dysart Unified School District culture will consistently be reflective of a safe and secure environment for all stakeholders. And fourth, the Dysart Unified School District will identify and maximize available resources to support student success. We have seen great progress toward these goals in the last years. 17 of our schools have A or B ratings from the state. 9 of our schools have been named A+ Schools of Excellence. Every Dysart school is nationally accredited, and many of our schools and programs have earned awards in STEM and career and technical education. Dysart's graduation rate of 93% is nationally competitive. This year we saw increases in the passing rate for advanced placement and Cambridge exams, and over 1,600 school students received college credits. Our students are prepared for college and career success. Dysart has nearly 3,000 amazing staff members as the largest employer in both the cities of Surprise and El Mirage. With highly competitive salaries, we can hire the best. We have 54 national board certified teachers and principals with distinguished administrator awards from the Arizona School Administrators Association. Dysart employees are counted among State Teacher of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Counselor of the Year. Dysart's employees' retention rate for teachers was 95%, a testament to the extraordinary work experience. Safety and security is always a top priority for Dysart. The annual stakeholder survey shows that an average of 87% of our students, staff, and parents feel that Dysart schools offer a safe environment. The vast majority of students say they have not experienced conflicts at school. 91% are satisfied with district-to-home communication and feel confident that Dysart responds quickly and appropriately to safety concerns. To ensure a healthier indoor environment, moving forward, Dysart is installing air scrubbers at every facility to reduce the amount of particulates in the air, providing clean air for students, staff, and our visitors. Dysart Unified School District values this community and the trust you place in us to not only educate students, but to be good stewards of our taxpayer funds. We work hard to identify and maximize resources and cut costs whenever possible. I am proud to share that Dysart's administrative costs of 8.7% are lower than the state average of 10.1%, and those of our peer districts. Accounting staff has received the certification of excellence in financial reporting from the Association of School Business Officials International for 25 years in a row for meeting high standards in our financial reporting and transparency, as well as the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from Government Finance Officers Association for 16 years in a row. Dysart strives to help cut costs. This year, we were diligent in submitting much-needed repair projects to the Arizona School Facilities Board and were able to get approval and funding for over $2.2 million for building repairs such as roofs, air handling equipment, and fire alarm panels. By installing LED light bulbs and a utility management program, Dysart is reducing electrical costs, even though electrical rates continue to increase. Dysart believes our resources should be shared with the community. This year, we partnered with the City of El Mirage to open up the playgrounds of each school in the City of El Mirage for community use after school and on weekends. We take special care of all of our facilities to ensure these taxpayer facilities are well maintained and available for both students and our neighbors. This school year, Dysart navigated tremendous challenges, but we also saw some amazing accomplishments. Thanks to voter-approved override funding, Dysart maintains strong and expansive arts and athletic programs. Arts offerings provide extraordinary experiences for students to take advantage of as creative outlets. This year, Dysart held the first combined district theater production with the advanced students' production of Guys and Dolls. In its second year, we had 57 students earn the Arizona Seal of Arts Proficiency. Dysart is in a second year of offering sports-based athletic classes for high school athletes to further hone their skills during the school day. Athletics started early during the pandemic with health and safety protocols in place. I'm excited to share that this year we had a 4-time state championship girls basketball team at Valley Vista High School, our first state softball championship in the district at Willow Canyon High School, and several state championships or runners-up in track and field, wrestling, and cheer. Many Dysart athletes were named All-American teams, top player lists, and scholar athletes. Dysart students are well-rounded and come with a variety of competitive arts, athletics, and academics experiences. Many Dysart students have earned top academic awards and scholarships. One student scored in the 99th percentile on her ACT and had a perfect score in science and English. Another student has accepted the prestigious University of Arizona Keys Research Internship Program this summer. And several students were invited to attend the Congress of Future Medical Leaders. The list goes on and on. As we look ahead at what's to come for Dysart, we see great things. Next school year, we are opening middle schools as another learning option for our community, bringing back a structure that once existed many years ago and our community desires once again. Dysart has opened one of our facilities as the Vista Center for the Arts as a community playhouse for professional shows on tour. After a short pause during the pandemic, the Vista now has a full season of shows scheduled this year. Dysart continues to be a growing community. Home builders are quickly filling up vacant land with new homes, bringing more families and more students to our schools. We anticipate needing a new elementary school and a new high school in the near future to help accommodate the growth. Dysart is proud of our 100-year-long history of serving our community with an extraordinary learning experience. We welcome community involvement in our schools and look forward to serving each and every individual in an extraordinary way. We are Dysart, and we are extraordinary.